acting what you're thinking. I can free your sexuality.
Hello everyone, ladies, gentlemen, and otaku alike. This is Recall Reviews. Attilio back here again, and I recall it for you. Today, I'm gonna talk about a famously hated movie. And that movie was made in 1998, and that movie is Godzilla. This is a movie that when it came out, it was so hated and disappointed Toho so much, they actually bought the rights to this version of Godzilla and renamed him to Justzilla and killed him off in a pathetic cameo in Godzilla Final Wars. And this movie deserves every last bit of hate it gets! Changing Godzilla's character till it's barely a shell of what he was, two-dimensional characters and lackluster story you don't give a damn about. Don't watch it! This was Recall Reviews, and I recalled it for you. Okay, let's at least go through this movie so we can see exactly why this is the worst thing to happen to Godzilla since Manila. We open with an actually pretty decent looking credit sequence that actually stays true to Godzilla's nuclear origin. Then we jump forward to a Japanese fishing boat where Deadliest Catch is so much more hardcore than Discovery will show on TV. Now, we meet our main character played by Hollywood squarmy guy Matthew Broderick, playing a nerdy scientist named Nico Titopoulos. Then, we cut to Tahiti and...
Faites-les sortir.
Oh, yes! It's Jean Reno! Oh, I love this guy in everything he's in. Fuck this movie! Here, Renault is speaking to one of the fishermen from the boat that was attacked. Renault uses fire as a translator to ask what happened.
What did you see, old man?
Godzilla. Godzilla. Godzilla.
Here, we learn Mr. Titopoulos is a biologist who researches the effect of radiation on various organisms. And this was a well-staged shot into a scene transition. And now we meet our next character, aspiring news reporter Audrey Timmons, played here by Maria Patillo. And newscaster Charles Kamen, played by Harry Shearer.
Did you talk with him?
Teddy, consider it. It's between you and Rodriguez.
Are you serious? He's gonna consider me for the job? What else did he say?
Well, why don't we talk about it over dinner tonight? Your place.
Mr. Kamen, you're married.
Yes, and you're very beautiful. Have I ever told you that before?
Wow, subtle. Does he make it a habit to cheat on his wife with all his assistants? Hi, my name's Charles. I like dinner, and my hobbies are cheating on my wife, and my passions are sleeping with you. Now, we're in Jamaica. Damn. It's like they get booted from every country they filmed in. You know, the score is really good in this. I mean, it's not the original Akira Ifukube score, but it's really good original music. I mean, it's not what Toho would have done, therefore it's shit! 3 U.S. fishing boats are caught and dragged under by the unseen beast, showing here Godzilla can be threatening even when not on screen. Now, Nico explains his theory on the monster.
The radiation isn't an anomaly. It's the clue. No, more than that. I believe that this is a mutated aberration. A hybrid caused by the fallout on these islands.
Like your earthworms?
Yes. We're looking at a completely incipient creature. The dawn of a new species.
A new species. The Godzillasaurus. Oh yeah, that's one of Godzilla's Toho backstories. Now, we're introduced to two more characters. Lucy Pilati and her husband, Victor Pilati, played here by Arabella Field and Hank Azaria.
He put the moves on me after everything I've done for him.
He is scum. As far as he's concerned, you're just a pair of breasts that talk.
Hey, there's an image.
I'm telling you, he is dirt. He's a douchebag, gutter slime, dog crap, puke chunks.
Hey, I'm eating. You'll see I'm eating.
Hey, wait, I'm eating here. Can't you tell? Don't I sound city enough? Actually, I really can't say anything about that. Audrey goes goo-goo-eyed over her old flam when she sees him on television. Godzilla starts running amok in New York and, oh hey, it's Nancy Cartwright. Wow, is this like a lost episode of The Simpsons? And here we actually see why everyone calls Victor Animal. He grabs his camera from the down news van and chases right after the giant monster leveling the block just to capture some footage. Jean Reno makes various appearances leading to the suspicion that his role is bigger than may be let on. And yes, I know his character has a name, but for me, he's Jean Reno. The military occupation of the city settles in. They explore the subways throughout. They devise a plan to lay bait to try and draw out the monster.
To evade you. He's just an animal. Well, when I had to catch earthworms, I knew that the best way to get them was not to dig them out, but to draw them out. All we need to do is to find out what he needs.
All right, let's pile it on. Let's get out of here. That's a lot of fish.
No. It's supposed to be a joke, but there's really no joke. And it's only funny because of the way it's been presented and the way it's been made fun of up until this point. And then we get our first real look at Godzilla. And it's certainly not what Toho would have done, that's for sure. Godzilla in this movie is based off an iguana that was mutated by radiation, giving him a more hunched-over T-Rex-like posture. He is presented in a more realistic manner. And even his atomic breath is a bit more realistic too, it being a flammable gas that ignites in contact with oxygen. And how can they not hit him? I get he's more agile and leaner in this movie, but still, the military's doing more damage than they are helping. Godzilla even fakes them out. How?
I think we got him.
It is nice, though, to hear shades of the classic Godzilla roar.
I can't believe it. I mean, he did all of this and, we did nothing to him.
Oh, that's not true. We fed him.
It's funny, right? A lot of good men lost their lives. Dick. Audrey and Nico finally meet again, and it's here you realize the human story isn't that bad. It's actually kind of something we can all relate to. Okay. I really have to stop finding good things about this movie. This is supposed to be an awful piece of garbage. Nico and Audrey go back to his tent on the military base where they talk about their work. He discovers that Godzilla is pregnant and surmises that he is asexual due to being the only kind of its species. After Nico leaves to confirm his theory, Audrey steals the tape documenting the first evidence of the monster attacks. With her new knowledge of the monster nesting in the city, she takes it back to the news station she works at in an attempt to make a break as a real news reporter. Meanwhile, back at the base, they are discussing the possibility of the nest and the dozens of baby Godzillas that may arise. Then, the footage stolen by Audrey airs and Nico gets booted from the case. But it's okay. She got hers when the scummy reporter that is Charles Kamen steals her story.
You're leaving? Why? Is it because of me?
Yes, it is because of you! After using your connection with him from the past to get close to him again, what did you expect would happen when you steal government secrets from the one guy who can be blamed for them leaking? Nico is taken by Renault, who turns out is French Secret Service. They want Nico to help find and destroy the nest somewhere in the city, and we have actually a pretty funny joke here.
How did you get all this stuff into the country?
This is America. You can't buy anything.
The military tries their allotted fish trap again, while Nico and Renault are in the subways trying to find the nest. After more military destruction of the city, we find that Nico and Renault made it to the nest, and once they hatch, all hell breaks loose. They eventually meet up with Audrey and Animal to get the word out by having Audrey reveal it on the news, with Nico. And they seem to have made up, and Audrey did redeem herself in the process. Our heroes are trying to escape Madison Square Garden before the military bombs it to destroy the Babyzillas. They were successful, but once Godzilla sees his crushed, burned, and dead children in the rumble, he comes right after our heroes, and we go on yet another chase after an appropriate yet stereotypical response from Jean Renault.
He looks angry. What do we do?
Running would be a good idea.
Yeah, you guys can run, but you know how a real man would handle it? And if that man was Jason David Frank? The chase leads them to the Brooklyn Bridge, where Godzilla gets tangled up in the suspension wires and finally gunned down by missiles? Fucking missiles kill him? Oh, and I guess this is the part where we're supposed to feel bad for the monster. Which, actually, you kinda do. So Godzilla dies and everyone is happy and we get a tease for a sequel that will never happen.
Hello? Hello?
It's Philippe.
Where are you?
Tell your friends I will send a tape after I removed a few items from it.
I understand.
I just wanted to say au revoir and thank you for your help, my friend.
No, thank you, Jean Renault, for being in this movie. Well, with all that said, why is this seen as such a bad movie? It's honestly a lot better than some of Toho's own Godzilla movies. And the way they went about it and the way they presented Godzilla, this is the most plausible version of the character. The writing, while hokey at times, still had a solid story, and the human story, I think, was also very good. It's something we can all relate to in some way, shape, or form. The actors' performances were a little hit and miss, and sometimes a little too comical for my tastes. But it worked very well with some of the quirky natures of the characters. The sound design was pretty standard, but that didn't really hold it back. It had an amazing original score that was almost as impactful as Akira Ifukube's original. I think this is an underrated movie and definitely worth a watch. I just think it's overshadowed by the fact that it's not a Toho film. Special effects for the time were pretty good. Well, with all that said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is Attilio with Recall Reviews, and I recalled it for you.